Jason Edward Mewes is an American television and film actor, film producer and internet radio show host. He has played Jay, the vocal half of the duo Jay and Silent Bob, in longtime friend Kevin Smith's films. Early life: Jason Edward Mewes was born on June 12, 1974 in Highlands, New Jersey, and grew up in a working-class neighborhood. He never knew his father, and his mother was an ex-con and a drug addict. Relates Mewes, "She used to check into hotels and take TVs and sell them. I guess it really ain't funny, but it's weird because it was so fucked up. She used to steal mail. I used to drive around with her and she'd pull up and make me reach into mailboxes. It really wasn't pleasant." Although this exposure to drugs at first served to make him averse to them, he eventually began using them after graduating from high school. His best friend was future filmmaker Kevin Smith, who describes his friend thus: "Jason's the kind of dude you know for 5 minutes and he rips his cock out. I was like, somebody should put this dude in a movie. I just want to see if anybody outside our group of friends finds him as funny as I do." Career: while working toward a career in roofing, Mewes made his film debut in Smith's 1994 film Clerks as Jay. The film was a huge success. Ever since, Mewes has been closely identified with a role, which he also played in Mallrats, Chasing Amy, Dogma, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, and Clerks 2. He also supplied Jay's voice in the short-lived Clerks, the animated series. He, along with Kevin Smith, performed in the films Scream 3 and Bottoms Up and on Canadian television series Degrassi, The Next Generation. He appeared in 2 episodes of a 3-part story arc in which he and Smith film a new addition to Smith's View Askew films titled Jay and Silent Bob Go Canadian, at Degrassi Community School. They appear again on Degrassi, at the premiere of Jay and Silent Bob Go Canadian, in Canada. Mewes, Smith, and Degrassi star Stacey Masterson made the cover of the January 29, 2005 issue of Canadian TV Guide. In 1998, he starred as Gary Lamb, a Euroground activist in a series of night commercials directed by Smith. From 2010 to 2012, Mewes was cast as Jimmy the janitor for 26 episodes of the Canadian television series Todd and the Book of Pure Evil. In the video game Scarface, The World Is Yours, Mewes provides a voiceover for a thief who steals some tapes. Mewes starred in the horror film Breath of Hate, where he played a romantic love interest to a dysfunctional escort. Mewes co-starred in Smith's 2008 film Zack and Miri Make a Porno, in which Mewes, in a scene near the end of the film, appears fully nude. Mewes co-hosts a weekly podcast with Smith called Jay and Silent Bob Get Old, in which Mewes discusses his former drug addiction issues. Mewes is co-executive producer on Smith's Hulu exclusive series Spoilers with Kevin Smith. Mewes co-produced the 2013 animated movie Jay and Silent Bob Super Groovy cartoon movie with his wife Jordan Monsanto, which was based on the Bluntman and Chronic comic book that Kevin Smith wrote as a companion piece to the film Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Personal life: substance abuse. Mewes has openly talked about his struggles with substance abuse, which began in his early 20s. He first began using heroin shortly after appearing in Mallrats, and was soon addicted. He was under the influence while filming Chasing Amy and Dogma. Smith entered Mewes into the first of a series of drug rehabilitation clinics in 1997, after noticing Mewes would spontaneously fall asleep, which he initially attributed to narcolepsy. Mewes sobered up until about a week into the Dogma shoot, when he learned he could pass his urine tests by abstaining from drugs for 3 days beforehand and then shooting up the rest of the week. It was also during filming for Dogma that Mewes' mother was diagnosed with AIDS. In another attempt to get clean, Mewes moved in with his mother, who gave him OxyContin to ease the withdrawal symptoms. Mewes was soon addicted to that substance as well. In 1999, Mewes was arrested in New Jersey for heroin possession. His probation sentence included community service, drug counseling, and regular court appearances in New Jersey. In late 2001, after he failed to make a court appearance, a warrant was issued for his arrest. Mewes' mother died of AIDS in 2002. On April 1, 2003, he surrendered himself at a Freehold, New Jersey court and pleaded guilty to probation violation charges. He was ordered to enter a 6-month rehab program, and would be allowed to return to Los Angeles, but was told if he violated probation again, he could face up to 5 years in prison. Smith had taken Mewes in to live with him and his wife, Jennifer Schwalbach Smith, but evicted him after catching him using drugs again. During this period, he stole Smith's ATM card and charged $1,100, and had heroin shipped to the hotel where a press junket for Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back was being held. Smith had Mewes check into various rehab facilities, including Promises in Malibu, where his visit coincided with frequent co-star Ben Affleck's stay for alcoholism. These attempts were unsuccessful for Mewes, whose problem was so severe that Smith declined to give him a part in 2004's Jersey Girl. Mewes continued to use drugs, and has related that he decided to turn himself in and get help after waking up on Christmas morning 2003 to find that he had started a fire after falling asleep near a liter candle while on heroin. Estranged from Smith and his other friends, Mewes returned to New Jersey, where he was given the choice of attending 6 months of court-mandated rehab or a year in jail. Mewes waited a year before attempting to revive his career, and eventually obtained a new agent at the Endeavor Agency. In a July 2006 interview he reported that he was sober, and harbored no urges to drink or use drugs. He relapsed in 2009 after having surgery. To help Mewes maintain his sobriety, Kevin Smith created the Jay and Silent Bob Get Old podcast as a weekly intervention to let Mewes talk through his history of substance abuse, amongst other topics. As of May 8, 2014, Mewes has been clean for 1406 days. Marriage. Mewes married Jordan Monsanto in a civil ceremony on January 30, 2009, with a larger wedding planned later that May. He has stated that he intends to have children. Filmography, see also, Fewest Universe. Further reading, Smith, Kevin. My Boring Ass Life, The Uncomfortably Candid Diary of Kevin Smith. Titan Books. September 25, 2007. ISBN 1-84576-538-9. References. External links, official website, Jason Mewes at the Internet Movie Database, interviews Askew, Jason Mewes, Jay and Silent Bob Get Old podcast with Smith and Mewes discussing Mewes and his addiction.